If someone told you there is a field in IT where you can earn over 80,000 euros in a year in Germany, work remotely, stay relevant even as AI takes over other tech roles, and get hired without a university degree, would you believe them? Because that field exists, and most people completely overlook it. If you're new here, my name is Sirat. I'm an IT support and cybersecurity specialist working in Frankfurt, Germany. Today, I'm going to break down every single job you can get in IT networking. What each role actually does, how much it pays in Germany, and which path makes sense depending on where you are starting from. Whether you are just starting into tech, you are an expat trying to figure out your next career move, or you are already in IT but want to level up, this video is going to change how you look at networking. Stay with me because the most important part comes soon. Here's the thing about networking as a career. It's one of the most misunderstood fields in tech. People think it's outdated, like it's just connecting cables and rebooting routers, or they assume the cloud has already replaced it. Both of those ideas are wrong, and I will prove it. But before we get into the money, the job, and the Europe and German job market specifically, let me give you the foundation because this really matters. Networking is the backbone of literally everything in tech. Every cloud platform, every app, every video call you have ever made, it all runs on a network. The people who build, secure, and maintain those networks, they are not going anywhere. And Europe, with this massive industrial base, its booming cloud sector, and its push for digital transformation is actively hiring for these exact roles, especially here in Germany. So let's go through them level by level. NOC stands for Network Operations Center. If you're new to IT, and especially if you're new to Germany, this is the single best entry point into the networking field. What do NOC technicians do? They monitor, they watch the network around the clock 24/7, waiting for something to go wrong. An outage, a dropped connection, a suspicious spike in traffic. When something happens, they are the first to catch it, investigate it, and either resolve it themselves or escalate it to an engineer. Think of it like being a control room operator. If you are not the one fixing those bridges, you are the one who sees the crack first and report. In Germany, junior NOC roles typically start between 28 to 50,000 euros, and for many expats, this is genuinely achievable within a year of getting into IT. It doesn't always require fluent German either, particularly in international companies based in Frankfurt, Berlin, or Munich. Which role you are in right now? Are you just starting out? I'm not selling any courses or anything, so feel free to connect with me in the comments section or on my LinkedIn. The link is in the description. And yeah, connect with me because sometimes I do announce when my company hires IT technicians. So it's a win-win, especially for you. Now, this is a role not enough people talk about, and it is ironically one of the most future-proof jobs in tech. Network and data center technicians work with physical hardware. We are talking about servers, switches, fiber optic cables, the actual physical equipment that makes the internet run. The job involves what's called racking and stacking, physically mounting and wiring enterprise-grade hardware in server rooms and data centers. Here's the thing about this role in the context of AI. Unless someone builds a robot that can crawl into a data center, identify a broken SFP module, which by the way can cost hundreds of euros, and replace it without making an error, this job is really safe because it's physical, right? And we are nowhere near that reality, at least not for the next 10 years. Salaries in Germany range from around 30,000 to 45,000 euros at entry level. But here's what makes it interesting. There are data center technician roles that involve travel. Germany is home to some of the largest data center hubs in Europe, including major facilities near Frankfurt, where I'm based, which is one of the world's biggest internet exchange points. Getting into this role means you are at the physical heart of the internet. One catch, this role is mostly on site. If remote work is a priority for you, this might not be your long-term step, but as a stepping stone, it builds hands-on experience that is incredibly valuable. If this resonated with you so far, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. You see, I found that most or a lot of the viewers of this channel are not subscribed. As we move up the ladder, we reach the network administrator. And this is where things start to get really interesting for IT professionals in Germany and, of course, Europe. A network administrator typically works within a mid-sized company and handles the day-to-day operations of the internal network. Think DNS configurations, DHCP management, VLAN setup, basic troubleshooting. You are closer to the end users, which means you also develop communication skills alongside technical ones. In Germany's Mittelstand, that's the massive ecosystem of mid-sized companies that powers the German economy, the network administrator roles are extremely common. Salaries typically fall between 40 to 58,000 euros a year, and many of these companies are actively looking for English-speaking candidates as they expand internationally. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these roles matches where you are right now? Feel free to write it in the comment section below. I'm always providing detailed responses and guidance individual to the person who's asking that question. This is where the real career begins for most networking professionals. A network engineer operates at a higher level of complexity. You are configuring routing protocols, things like BGP and OSPF. If those terms mean anything to you, managing large-scale infrastructure and often working on projects that shape the entire company's network architecture. You are further from the end users, more focused on infrastructure, and often have the ability to work remotely, which is a significant advantage in Germany or Europe's current job market. Salaries for network engineers in Germany typically range from 55 to 80,000 euros a year, depending on experience and sector, of course. Finance, automotive, and telecom companies in Germany pay particularly well for this role. Now we are entering specialist territory, and the salary, of course, reflects that. Network security engineers are focused on one core mission: keeping attackers out. This means configuring firewalls from vendors like Palo Alto or Fortinet, setting up VPNs, implementing access control lists, and building layered defenses across the network, and so many similar things. This is one of the most in-demand specializations in Germany right now, particularly with EU regulations around data security becoming stricter every year. Companies need people who can protect their infrastructure, and they are willing to pay for it. Salaries typically start around 70,000. They say 60, but I've seen 70, and can exceed 100,000 euros for experienced professionals. One important thing though, do not try to jump straight into security without networking fundamentals, because you will not land to those high-paying jobs. It would be like trying to be a locksmith without ever learning how locks work. The foundation really matters. And here's where things get exciting and where the biggest opportunities in the next 5 years will come from. Cloud network engineers work with platforms like AWS and Azure to design and manage virtual network infrastructure, VPNs and NAT gateways, SD-WAN, cloud-based security. This is the intersection of traditional networking and cloud architecture. People often say the cloud is replacing networking, but that gets it backwards. The cloud runs on networking. It's built on top of it, or top of networking. Cloud network engineers are not the ones being replaced. They are the ones being what replaces everything else. In Germany and across the EU, demand for this role is growing rapidly, and salaries regularly hit 90 to 110,000 euros or even more, of course, based on the location and company. So here is the full picture. From NOC Technician to Cloud Network Engineer, you have a clear logical path in front of you. Each level builds on the last. Each step increases your value, your salary, and your options, whether you're in Germany, in the Netherlands, Austria, or anywhere else in Europe or in America or anywhere. And the biggest lesson I want to leave you with is this: networking is not the past of the tech. It's the infrastructure of the future. The more digital and cloud dependent the world becomes, the more it needs people who actually understand how networks work. If you're an expat in Germany trying to break into IT, this ladder gives you real, achievable steps. If you are already in tech and wondering where to grow, specializing in security or cloud networking could double your salary in the next few years. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these roles matches where you are right now? Are you just starting out, or are you already somewhere on this ladder? Drop your question in the comments. I read every single one and provide detailed, personalized explanations with my personal experience that I have. Thanks for watching until the end of this video. If you want to connect with me directly, the link for my LinkedIn is in the descriptions below, and feel free to connect with me. And if this video helped you see networking differently, please share it with someone who is thinking about a career in IT and could genuinely change the direction they take. Subscribe if you want more content like this, breaking down IT careers, life in Germany, and real opportunities for expats in Europe. I will see you in the next video. Good luck.